Well, all right, everybody. Welcome to Echo Base Network YouTube. Nick and I just watched The Mandalorian Chapter 19. Chapter 19, yeah.
Episode
Episode
3,
3.
Season 3.
And we're going to go non-spoiler, very general thoughts for about 90 seconds. We'll warn you when we get to the spoilers. So I'll start it off. Nick, that was the worst episode of The Mandalorian I have ever seen. It was horrible. The episode literally could have been 5 minutes.
I agree. It was so boring. It was like the episode had like bookends on it. Like there was some cool stuff at the beginning, some cool stuff at the end. In the middle was just like ugh, like I woke up like early in the morning to watch this.
In the
like
middle,
it was putting me back to sleep.
The middle was 90% of the episode or more.
Yeah. In that whole middle section,
Oy.
you could have told that in a way shorter period of time.
Yes.
And got to those.
They could have cut that down to 10 minutes.
Yeah, 100%.
I get that that's going to be part of the story moving forward, but so I still don't know what this season is about. The whole premise was about redemption.
Mm-hmm.
He got it. He got his atonement in episode 2.
Yep. And in this one, he goes back and he proves it to him, and so he's now Mandalorian again.
What are we doing
now? What?
It's look, I'm just gonna say it. It is piss poor. And we just did a video on the viewership of The Mandalorian being on a decline and Star Wars is in trouble.
This ain't gonna help it.
This ain't helping.
No.
This ain't helping.
No. By far this was the worst episode of the first 3. Now again, we are only taking this in context of just this episode. Obviously, we haven't seen the rest of the season, but still, regardless of that, the editing of this episode and the storytelling of this episode was just boring and slow and dull.
I don't have a problem with the editing, but the story itself and a lot of the dialogue too. Like with it's soothing. It's soothing.
Oh God, that freaking
we're not getting into spoilers. We're not getting into spoilers yet.
Yeah.
So are you ready to jump into spoilers? Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
Everybody,
it. This episode was not good.
Look, if you don't want to be spoiled, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Okay? Yep. So here we go. So first of all, the episode opens up with Bo-Katan and Din Djarin exactly where we left them, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
They are sitting on the in the cavern.
Yep, by the living waters.
By the living waters. And Bo-Katan was like, "Did you see anything down there?" And he's like, "No, I just fell off the cliff." We got our answer. The Mythosaur did not take Din Djarin down to the bottom.
Yeah.
He fell supersonic speed through water.
Yep.
Anyways. So Bo-Katan does not tell him about the Mythosaur. So obviously that's going to be a factor.
Yep.
Then we got a really cool scene, the space battle. I got a nitpick there.
So do I.
But I thought the TIE fighter pilots looked outstanding.
Yeah.
The action looked great. It started in space. It went down to, the planet, to the surface. 6 ties. And Bo-Katan in her ship, she's dodging, she's weaving, she's going through the caverns. And it's like, woo, woo, woo. R5-D4, just sitting there, not moving at all. Like R2-D2 fell, in the Falcon when it went hyperspace. R5-D4 is just sitting there chilling. None of this matters to me. And then
he's got magnetic wheels.
6 ties and I know you're going to go here. They suck. They
God, man.
absolutely suck.
The stormtroopers of the Imperial Navy.
And R5 finally feels the gravity of the situation and falls backwards when Bo-Katan goes up. He actually falls over. I was wondering if he would feel it at all. So that's basically the entire beginning of the show, and then it cuts after that. So thoughts on all that?
Yeah, the TIE fighter scene was cool. I liked that, but I mean it was 6 TIE fighters and they just like, they can't hit nothing, and we're gonna just take them out with these. And then he jumps in his ship real quick. The TIE fighter still can't hit him as it's coming towards him, and he pops in it, and it's just like boom, it's immediately ready to take off, and he flies away.
Yeah,
And I was just like, oh,
I agree.
God, like,
Yeah, it was instantly ready for him.
yeah,
Didn't have to power up the converters or nothing.
there was no startup. It was like boom, jumped in, boom, it's ready to go.
Yep.
And he takes off, and then of course he starts taking them out left and right. Oh, and then the move where he's going straight up and the TIE fighter's behind him, and he just like does like a dead fall back. I'm like, man, dude, you would be obliterated. But of course, this is a TIE fighter, Imperial TIE fighter, and they can't hit anything.
Yeah,
it just was not believable.
And Bo-Katan's little move that she did.
Oh yeah,
it's like
where she put the brakes on, freaking Maverick style.
Like they got to do these unbelievable moves to defeat these TIEs that aren't even really a threat.
Yeah, really.
And it makes me think back to the original trilogy. You didn't see Han Solo doing nothing wacky like that. It's like this is the new way. It's just like Rey in the Falcon doing things that has never been done. Like I'm about to make a move no one's ever seen before.
Yeah,
it's like you don't have to do that.
Yeah, where like
just give us a good battle.
Where she was like, "Get ready," and it's like the Falcon like flipped or whatever, and to where the bottom of the gun was like pointing to the TIE fighter, and he shot it. I was just like, oh,
I barely remember it. I barely remember it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we cut to what the actual episode is about.
Oh man.
Yeah. We are on. First of all, Coruscant looks great.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. The setting, the locations of this looks phenomenal. There's not a bad looking scene anywhere, and some of the scenes were really good.
A lot of familiar scenery and familiar places, and they even start off going to the theater where Palpatine and Anakin, talked.
Are you letting me take us through the episode, or are you taking us through the episode?
Oh, well, I thought we were on Coruscant.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Familiar place. We see the theater. You called it the moment we saw it. And we're inside the theater. And they're walking around, and Dr. Pershing speaking to everybody. I've been rehabilitated. Does everybody who gets rehabilitated have to speak in front of thousands of people?
Yeah. It was like, looking back on it, that part was so dumb. Because
he works in office space. What's so special about him?
Yeah, why does he have to stand there like that? All those people are like, oh, Dr. Pershing, L24 is speaking. We got to go hear what he's got to say. Who cares? Why would anybody care what this dude has to say unless he was a bigger role? Now, if they had that scene and then he immediately went to Leia, or the heads of the New Republic and stuff, and he was now a part of the main part of the New Republic, it would make sense. But he's just a freaking cubicle worker.
I know.
With an L number living in the freaking employee housing apartment complex with all the other
I
letter number
apologize. I
people.
apologize for my twisted science. I have atoned like Din
Yeah,
Djarin.
that the Empire made me do.
Everybody's atoning, you know.
Oh God, looking back, man, that whole intro thing is just even worse.
Yeah,
Like it sucks even worse now thinking
I agree.
about it.
I agree. So
Ugh.
so now he's on his journey back to Amnesty headquarters where he lives. And he walks up and he's in the slums and they're all sitting
Oh my
around and
God, dude.
dude's got that eye that's going this way and he's talking to L. What's your name? I'm L22.
I'm
And
M80.
who were you before? I was a doctor. I worked in the shipyard, and here, have a biscuit. What is
Have some of
happening?
have one of these little ball drinks,
What do you miss most about back then? The food.
Yeah,
Like,
the
oh
biscuits.
my gosh,
Like,
dude.
what does any of this matter? Who gives a shit?
So that's what I typed. I said, what am
Ugh.
I watching here? A day in the life of Pershing? Like, why? I don't I don't I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So now we're blessed. We get to go on we get to go shadow what a job is like in the Star Wars galaxy. We get to
Under
go
the New
spend
Republic.
Yeah, we get to go spend a day at work with Dr. Pershing. Haven't you got the memo?
Yeah. I'm gonna need my red stapler back.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Oh man.
and so there's
Office Space and Star Wars.
the Imperial officer that's that's in the amnesty place with him, the girl, and they're talking, and obviously that's a key part of the episode is they're getting to know each other. They got to know each other real quick. Like the day they met, they go, you know, sneak passage onto a train, go to the Imperial shipyard to get a mobile lab for Dr. Pershing to continue his work because that's more important. That's really serving the New Republic. They don't know that they need it. That's what you need to do. And the entire time, she's setting him up. And we get the whole journey out to the Imperial place. And it was so funny, dude. We're watching it, and they had to jump from the train because the droid's checking tickets. And they jumped from the plane and they landed like on pillows.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's like, we're gonna
gosh,
do it.
John Favreau, what are you doing?
We're gonna make a jump for it. I was like, there's no way. Like
What are you doing,
that
John?
train's moving fast. Like they're gonna hit the ground and be dead. Like they're gonna jump for it. Oh, right where they happen to be when they jump, there's a freaking pallet of mattresses right there.
Yeah,
Oh, so bad.
yeah,
So terribly bad. It was so
terrible,
stupid. Like,
terrible.
this feels like amateur hour.
It does.
John Favreau, amateur hour.
So, so here comes the betrayal. The New Republic officers show up. You're under arrest. It looked like Tron, a scene from Tron where the light comes down on them, like freeze programs.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a program. But anyways, he gets arrested, and then it's revealed that L, whatever her name is, betrays him. So he gets arrested. So they take him to this place to have his mind wiped.
They take him to Total Recall.
Where he gets the 602 mitigator.
Yeah. Dr. Pershing, would you like to go to Tatooine or Hoth for your vacation?
Oh my gosh,
The
dude.
moon of Endor?
Then
On an adventure?
horribly. No, it's not going to wipe your whole mind. We just have to reacquisition you into the New Republic.
With less power, it's quite
Yeah.
soothing.
Yeah, it's so
I have done it before.
So he's sitting there, and they leave the betrayer in there,
so
where
she
she
can
could control the
crank up
power.
the volume, guys.
Oh, who would leave some if that's your job to do the power? You
Yeah,
don't
like
leave
I'm gonna walk
somebody in
away,
there.
like the guy who's like in charge there that's watching this go down. Like, okay, I'm gonna walk away now. You know, as the process is going on, I'll be back later, but you stay and watch, lady.
Oh my gosh. So then we realize like all this New Republic, like this whole time we've been watching Mando, I've been going, what's the what the New Republic? We don't know anything about the New Republic. Where's the New Republic? Like, are they ever going to be part of this? Well,
It felt
first of
like they were
all,
just the new empire to me.
they're the new empire. They are so super strict about everything.
Yeah, like ruling with an iron fist. Like, oh, don't touch the rock.
Don't touch Uma.
Yeah,
We
no,
will
you
arrest
cannot
you.
continue any research, any empire research. Like freaking after World War II, the United States got all those freaking German scientists. It brought a lot of them back over to the US to
Yeah.
work on projects and stuff. Some of them went to the Russians, got some of them, but you know they would
Keep real
incorporate and
life out of
use.
this.
Yeah, they would use a lot of that technology and a lot of that stuff.
Not in the New Republic.
Not in the
We're
New
destroying it
Republic.
all. Even the
Yeah.
alliance things are being
Yeah,
decommissioned.
yeah, they're even talking about the Alliance fleet being decommissioned.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of all the weapons and all the stuff so that then we can easily be taken over by somebody else later.
Oh my
The
gosh.
First Order is
So
gonna just come in and just take it over.
so finally we get back to the Mandalorian. Finally, he's in his ship,
Mm,
and he and Bo-Katan are heading towards the coven,
Alligator Island.
Alligator Island. So and they're like, "You're an apostate. You can't be here." And I was like, so confused because Din Djarin just showed up and saved y'all's butts.
Yeah, he was there before, and he was
He went in the cave. He had a conversation with the armorer, but now you're not going to let him in like that. That again, that's piss poor writing.
yeah.
That's just terrible. Like literally, he was just there days ago and walked into the cave and had a conversation with your leader.
Yeah. Like if I was writing this and then like it was being filmed and stuff, I'd be like, hang on a second, this does not make sense. He was literally just here. Like we're
Yeah,
gonna have to
exactly.
change that. Eh, you know,
And,
are they so incompetent they can't be like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Like we need to change this and reshoot it or rewrite it, in the middle of filming. Like,
it
is there
might be
not like a
because
realization,
yeah.
like a bell going off?
Well, it might be because they have so many new different directors for shows that
Yeah.
it gets to the point where it's a negative because things just don't go well. You know what I mean? Things don't
Yeah.
match up. So we are back to the Mandalorian and the armorer. Like, here's the water. I got the proof. The armorer accepts him.
And it must be special water, like only which they never talk about or even mention. Like it's a special kind of water. Like I will know if it came from the mines of Mandalore because there's no other water in the galaxy like this water. They
Yeah,
never explain or even give a sentence about that. It's just
right.
like, the whole time I'm sitting there thinking he could have just freaking got that water from a moisture farmer on Tatooine and been like, huh, boom, found
Yeah,
it,
I
got it.
know. So,
So there's
so
no
th-
explanation on that.
there he's redeemed, and not only is he redeemed, I was wondering, Bo-Katan is redeemed too. If you want in, you're in. This is the way. So
Yeah.
Bo-Katan's like, wait a minute, okay,
You
yeah,
can
I'm
now
in.
be a part of our club, lady.
Yeah, but Bo-Katan has ulterior motives. She's sitting there looking at the symbol of the
Mythosaur.
mythosaur.
Yeah.
That's where we're headed, and then I think the episode cut. That's where it
Yeah, that's where it cut.
that's where it ended. So again, you got the space battle in the beginning. They show up to the armor at the end. That's the episode. All this stuff in the middle, horrible,
Yeah,
horrible.
it was bad.
They could keep all that.
Now, in context, obviously all this stuff is going to play a part later on. Otherwise, they wouldn't be showing it to us. But it was so drawn out. You know, basically the point of the middle part was, this is the new republic. This is how things are being ran. Dr. Pershing gets betrayed by another ex-Gideon officer, and his mind is wiped. You could literally crush that down into, even if you wanted to show off some of the city and that sort of stuff, you know, you could have literally shrink that down into like 10, 15 minutes.
Dude.
And gotten all those points across to the audience.
We love Star Wars and want it to be great, but this episode was absolute trash.
It was not good. It had some good stuff here and there, which will earn it some points in our overall rating.
Yeah, I love seeing the Imperial Star Destroyer in the shipyard.
Yeah, that was cool. It was,
that was
you know,
great.
it was being scrapped, you know, taken apart, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that's just.
Well, guys, that's our review. Let us know in the comments what you think. Overall, Nick, I give it a 3. Ooh. And I think I'm being generous.
Man, I think I'm right there with you. But basically, the
3.
The beginning and the end of the episode get a 1.5. Well, they get 1, and then the middle part with a couple cool things here and there gets like
the beginning and the middle is like a 5
point
for me.
Oh yeah,
in the middle is a 1 or a 2.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And there was so much middle. Overall, I'm giving the episode a 3. It was the worst episode of The Mandalorian I've ever seen. This to me was as bad as the worst episode of the Book of Boba Fett. This was bad. Yeah. This wasn't as laughably bad as the mod team.
Yeah, it wasn't around. That cringy bad. It was sort of that.
But it was on that level of bad.
Yeah.
Like to the point where I'm like, what am I watching? What am I watching right now?
It's almost sort of like you know, the teacher in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where it's like Bueller.
Ben Stein.
Yeah, Ben Stein. And then he's like teaching. And then in the days of 1845. Yeah. That was the middle of this episode.
I agree. Let us know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching. Maybe next week will be better. We'll see. We'll definitely be reporting on it, whether we like it or not. So, anyways, viewership on a decline. Definitely happened after this episode. People are going to check out. This is not what you want to give the fans to draw us in. I'll just say that.
No. Anyways, you give us Luke Skywalker, and then you give us this kind of crap.
Yeah.
Like, Favreau, you got to step your game up, bruh.
All right. We are UR Echo Base Network. See you guys on the next one.
See y'all.